We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Wonderful words, Crosby, Stills and Nash and Young, if you can remember them. Old hippie band. Well, there we are. We are on retreat. Everybody's on retreat. I don't call it lockdown, I call it retreat because I think the idea of lockdown is relatively negative. I don't want to be locked down. If I decide to pull myself back, which at this time seems to be a good thing, then I'd like to call it a retreat. Now, what's missing when we go home and when we're in the home all the time, what's missing is our connection to nature. We have a very, very strong connection with nature. We are nature. Nature is us and we are nature. So in this time where the distance to nature is so far, the walks in the park are not there anymore, touching a tree is not so easy anymore, etc., etc., etc. Unless you live, of course, on the land anyway and you have a big garden. And many of us are cooped up in this way in small 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom apartments on the 15th floor. So how can I recreate this feeling, this contact to nature? Well, we are nature and nature is in us. So what I can do is I can find the nature in myself. And we do it through a form of meditation and we go to our power place. Each one of us, we have all the elements in us, but each one of us has a strong point, a strong element or two with which he feels very comfortable. And when he sees that, smells that, feels that, touches it, this element becomes a motivation. It becomes a life force which is inside us. So to illustrate this, what you can do is, at home, every day if you like, go for a walk visually in your head. Create this space for yourself that you can find the nature within yourself. Now, one of my power places, as we call them, is California, Northern California, cliffs, and they roll down to a sandy beach and to a wild sea with the waves coming in. It's a windy day. So here we have me sitting somewhere on my couch, shutting my eyes, crossing my legs, breathing, and going into this form of meditation of taking my walk on this beach. And it fills me full of energy. It gives me energy and makes me feel very pleasant. And anybody can do it anytime. So let's go through the elements and the power of the elements and what you can get from them. We start with the first element. The first element is the earth element. The earth gives us the earth power. The mountains, the trees, the green fields, the grass. And what does this give us? What do these colors of stones and rocks and mountains and trees and plants and green fields, what does this give us? It gives us the feeling of home, because the first element is the mother element. It's Mother Earth. That's why we call it Mother Earth. And it gives us security and safety. That's the strength that this element gives us. So if I'm feeling a little bit unrooted, ungrounded, and not so secure, I suggest do an earth meditation. Go for a walk in the mountains, in the woods. Touch the trees, of course, visually. Touch the trees inside. Touch the nature, the earth nature inside. See the great green fields, the mountain, and the strength it can give you to make you feel rooted and grounded and home again. Then we move up into the next element, which is the water element. The water element is a very female element. It's flow. Of course, it's connected to the bluish colors. And I say bluish because, in fact, water reflects. It's a reflective element. It's a cleaning element. It's a reflective element in the sense that it reflects most of the time the blue sky or the white clouds and the light. It reflects the light. It reflects whatever is around it. So, as a reflective element and a very female element, we can use this element to see the river flowing, to see the surf, the waves coming in, to feel that, or even to go to a lake and sit reflectively by the lake, next to the lake, reflecting the surface of the water. Refreshing, cleaning, life-giving water. So, that is the power of the water element, and that's what you're going to get when in meditation you really go with your senses, and I mean using all your senses. You're touching the water, you're hearing the surf, you're hearing the waterfall, and you're feeling that with your emotions. And that'll clean you and refresh you and get you into the flow.